A very good evening to all brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. So today is the 11th January 2024, Thursday class. We will be continuing our sharing from this book, Straight from the Heart, Unique Dhamma Code. We are at code number 102. We completed 101 the previous Thursday. Okay, let us now gather for the physical puja. 南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无本师释迦牟尼佛，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无观世音菩萨，南无佛菩萨，南无佛菩萨，南无佛菩萨。อะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธภะคะวะพุทธังภะคะวันตังอะภิวาเทมิสวากขาโตภะคะวะโตธัมโมธัมมังนัมมัสสามิสุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนามามินะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะพุทธังสรณังกัจฉามิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิดุติยมปิพุทธังสรณังกัจฉามิดุติยมปิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิดุติยมปิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยมปิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยมปิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยมปิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิปานาติปาตาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิอาดินาดานาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิกาเมสุมิจฉาจาระเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิมุสาวาทาเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิสุราเมรยามัจจาปมาดทานะเวรมณีสิกขาปะทังสมาธิยามิ We shall continue from the Patipa Puja onwards. Ganna sarapati tena dipena tamatang sina tiloka dipang sambuddhang pujayami tamonudang Ganda sambarayuttena rupena hang sudang hina pujaye pujaniyang tang puja bhajana muttamang vanna ganda guno petang etang kusuma santatin pujayami munindassa siri parasarorohe pujeme buddhang kusumena nena Punnena matena cha hotu mokhang Pupang malayati yata idang me Kayo tata yati vinasa bhavang Adivase tu no bante Paniyang parikapitang Anukampang upadaya Patigan hatu muttamang Adivase tu no bante Pale parikapitang Anukampang upadaya Patigan hatu muttamang Adivase tu no bante Bojanang parikapitang Anukampang upadaya Patigan hatu muttamang. Now let us chant our puja aspiration based on our understanding of all the significance of all this puja offering. Significance of offering of light. May this offering of light to the Buddha brings forth the causes and conditions to illuminate our mind and help arise the needed clarity and understanding to dispel all darkness or ignorance therein. Significance of offering of water. May this offering of pure, clear, cool water lead us to the pure, clear Dhamma that cools and doses off the fires of all defilements within our mind. Significance of offering of incense. May our morality, virtue, and understanding shine forth far and wide, just like the fragrance of this incense, which we are offering to the Blessed One, who is perfect in wisdom and virtue. Significance of offering of fruits. May this offering of fruits remind us of the Dana Parami of generosity and the fruit of our karma, so that we will diligently strive on with heedfulness to attain the path and fruition as soon as possible. Significance of offering of flowers. May this constant offering of flowers to the Blessed One strengthen our faith and constantly remind us of the impermanence of this body, so that we will diligently and sincerely strive on to cultivate Sila, Samadhi, and Panya, leading to ultimate liberation, the born-free Nibbana. Then, making of overall aspiration. By the power of all these merits born of these offerings, may our spiritual faculties of Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, and Panya be further strengthened until they become balas or powers. Sharing and transfer of merits to all beings. May these merits be shared and transferred to all beings without exception, especially to those who have the condition and affinity to receive them. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, let's pay respect to Puja. Bedang Pujame. Dhammang Pujame. Sanghang Pujame. So this awareness-based meditation is really useful, and it can help us in developing the inner awareness to enable us to understand spiritual teaching and develop the necessary insight into the universal characteristics of anicca, dukkha, anatta to enable us to free our mind. Okay, then the fourth support. Remember, relax, maintain awareness, stabilize the awareness. Then the last is trust. So these four, the first three are more important. The first three support is enough for most cultivator the way to develop the sainthood enlightenment. So relaxation, most important. Relax both body and mind. Completely feel yourself relaxed and at ease. Means no more stress, no more problem, no more tension, no more tightness. Completely at ease. Then whatever arises, maintain awareness. As a human being, we have our physical body with the sense bases. The six sense bases, they are very important component within our body. These are the sense bases that can trigger our consciousness, make us conscious of things. Conscious of what we see, what we hear, what we smell, what we taste, what we tactile feel and think. So these five basic sense bases, which is our eye as an organ, ear as a hearing organ, smell via the nose, then the tongue, you can taste, then bodily tactile. Then the last sense basis is our brain, our brain. So the brain is where all our thought process is. Where this brain is basically the memory. All of the things we experience in life, we accumulate them as memory, good or bad. All your views, opinion, conditioning, belief system, phobia or whatever. Then thought is actually response from all this memory. Without memory, there is no thought, like the newborn baby. But because we accumulate all this memory through our brain that register all this, then it trigger our thought process or what we call thinking. So this sense basis is what we need to know the world. Without them, we are like dead, like a vegetable. Then when you have the sense basis, you can become conscious of what the world is through your seeing consciousness, hearing conscious, smell, taste, tactile, thought process. So this is how you can know the world, and this is how you can interact with the world. So when we are meditating, whatever happens is through one of the senses, one of these six senses. So when the second support needs you to just maintain awareness, it means whatever that arises through one of your senses, you just aware, finish. Don't follow. Don't let it proliferate and go and perceive and think and do all those things that lead to the heedless thinking or mundane stirring of the mind. So awareness-based meditation is to understand this. After you relax, you don't need to do anything. Don't try to know, don't try to do, just maintain awareness. Whatever arises from the six sense basis, just aware, finish. Aware, finish. You continue to do that until that nature stabilizes. When you continuously aware, then the thought process will not arise. Means it will not trigger off new thought process or thinking. Means new sankhara activity is no longer arising. So what happens is, because most people, they don't know how to maintain daily mindfulness. They don't have sati, sampajana, the stability of it. So while living life, you are heedless. That's why the heedless think a lot. So when your thinking is continuously arising due to habitual tendency, due to whatever views, opinion, conditioning, and belief system that you have, Every moment of sense experience, you stir your mind, you react to sense experience. So what happens is, this sankhara activity, they cannot settle down. They will continue to make you heedless. So when you try to meditate, when you try to silence, relax, maintain awareness, you find it very difficult. Because the thinking like cannot stop. Then a lot of it are due to your habitual tendency, your mental movement that are so habitual in nature. That's why this one will continue to move. So the purpose of this awareness-based meditation is to silence our mind, relax, silence, and observe all this movement. When you just observe without reaction or emotion, or don't try to do anything, don't try to be involved in anything, what happens is all this thinking, they will start to slow down, slow down, slow down, until it becomes very quiet. So the main purpose of awareness-based meditation is to witness this slowing down until the thought completely ceases. No more thinking. Then you will come to realize the pure nature within, which is your pure awareness nature, or what we call the silent mind, which is tranquil, which is still, quiet, peaceful, with clarity. And later on, when you understand, when you can stabilize it, you realize it is luminous, pure. So that is your true mind, your pure awareness nature. So when you can realize that, even have a glimpse of that, it's already very good. Then from there, if you can stabilize it, you will be able to see how thinking or thought process come to be. It's from that nature all the thinking and thought process start. That's why all this understanding will unfold when you can silence your mind. We are using the first three support to develop the inner awareness, to stabilize it. Then the observation gives rise to a lot of understanding and wisdom. And this is what awareness-based meditation is. And then you start to understand clearly who are you, what are you, and how you function as a human being, and how you stir your mind, how you react to sense experience, how you trigger off the wrong thought that condition your suffering, your misery. So all this will lead to understanding and wisdom. Then from there, you can develop the understanding to straighten your view, so that in future, when you see something, hear something, smell, taste, tactile, or feel something, or think of something, or recall something, your mind will not stir and react like before. The mind will be at peace to realize the true understanding. When you have the true understanding, you can see things as they are. Nature is such. We call it the isness of nature. What is? What is the reality, like the Buddha said. Whatever condition, when they arise, things will just be the way it is, because condition like that, things will like that. It can't be otherwise. So whatever there is of the nature to arise is of the nature to cease. Then everything that manifests within this existential world, like the Buddha said, whatever that arises, there are causes and conditions behind. So this is awareness-based meditation, to see all this. So when you understand the causes and condition, then you will understand that everything is dependent, originating, condition arising, cause of phenomena, not what you think. So these are the important understanding that you need to develop progress for awareness-based meditation. You can slowly, mindfully come out of your meditation. Try to maintain whatever inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness that you have developed for as long as you can. These are the mind states that will help you develop the daily mindfulness, the stability of it. Invocation to the Devas. In this universe, in the entirety, let the deities and Devas come here. Let them hear the good teachings of the King of Sages, which gives heaven and release, Nibbana. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. Samanta Chakawalesu Atra Gachantu Devata Saddhamang Munirajasa Sunantu Sakamokadang Dhamma Svanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Svanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Svanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Iti Beso Bhagava Arahang Samma Sambuddho Vichacharana Sampanno Sugato Lokavido Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarati Satta Deva Manusanang Buddho Bhagavati Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sandetiko Akaliko Ehipaseko Opanaiko Pacatang Veditabo Vinohiti Supatipano Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Ujjupatipano Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Nyayapatipano Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Samicipatipano Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Yadidang Chatari Purisa Yukani Atta Purisa Pukala Esa Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Dakkeneyo Anjali Karaneyo Anuttarang Punyang Ketang Lokasati Sadhu 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 until, okay, you all can be seated. Now we shall continue your Dhamma sharing. We will continue from where we stopped. We are at page 29, unit Dhamma code 102. We will go through it, then we will do the understanding of it. Unit Dhamma code 102. Mindfulness with clear comprehension. In Pali is called Sati Sampajana. Will protect the mind from going astray and being deceived by the phenomenal world of consciousness. So this statement is very beautiful. It's very profound. And you can develop the stability of sati leading to Sati Sampajana, then you can understand the deep meaning behind. Why did my unit code mention mindfulness with clear comprehension, or when you can develop Sati Sampajana, it will protect your mind, your mundane mind, from going astray and being deceived by the phenomenal world of consciousness. So the first thing that you need to understand is sati alone can develop the stability or awareness within to enable you to see things as they are. So sati is very important. Without sati, you cannot do that. You cannot be mindful. You cannot be heedful. You cannot be aware. And if you are lost in thought, you cannot see things as they are. You cannot be with the moment. So sati is very important. But sometimes, non-cultivator, they may have sati, but they don't have sampajana. Sampajana means clear comprehension. This was introduced by the Buddha to prevent cultivator of the way from going astray or deviate. So when sati has been developed, you need to have clear comprehension within in order to prevent you from going astray. So like we have gone through, there are 4 types of specific clear comprehension. First is clear comprehension of sincerity of purpose. Means we develop this sati to cultivate wisdom, to liberate our mind, to realize the enlightenment in the here and the now. So that is the sole purpose. So if you make use of sati for something else, then you can go astray. That's why sometimes you are not careful. When you develop the sati until it's very powerful, very strong, even those who do anapanasati, mindfulness of the in and out breath, you can develop it until it becomes absorbed into a continuous mindfulness. Then you will enter apana samadhi. It will not stay at the upachara samadhi or at the threshold before the mind enter absorption or apana samadhi. So when you go into that, means the mind went in too deep, it becomes like samatha, a type of absorption or focusing or concentration. Then that mind is not a free mind. So when you are in that state, the mental hindrances are suppressed without you knowing. Then you may think you are enlightened. Then you become complacent. You can be trapped inside. So the sole purpose of this clear comprehension of sincerity of purpose is to prevent you from getting trapped. Then sometimes, instead of developing awareness-based meditation, you go into one-pointedness, energy field, samatha. When you develop that, you will not be able to have that mind that is heedful. Then, like the Buddha under Dhammapada verse 21 mentioned very clearly, heedfulness is the path to the deathless. The heedful never die. Whereas if you are not heedful, the heedless are as if dead. And heedlessness is the path to the dead. So it is very clear. Without all this understanding, you can debate. So clear comprehension of sincerity of purpose can help to steer the cultivator the way back so that you don't debate. Then domain of meditation, clear comprehension of domain of meditation, the one we have gone through. Means meditation can be done anywhere, any place, any time. You don't have to be deluded by the thought that tell you, I must retire to meditate. I must take leave to meditate. I must not have anything to distract me or disturb me to meditate. No such thing. Meditation can be done while in the midst of living life, doing your work, career, even for housewife, while cooking, while washing, while going about doing all the housework or the kitchen chores. All these are the domain of meditation. Means in any posture, any time, any place, as long as you can develop mindfulness, stabilize it leading to heedfulness, then you are in the meditative state. Then you are cultivating the meditation as taught by the Buddha. So to be heedful, you need an extra factor. Apart from ever mindful, you need to be in the state of constantly meditative, means constantly cultivating Noble Eightfold Path, or the meditation as taught by the Buddha. Then the third clear comprehension is clear comprehension of suitability. Is what is the most important time? The most important time is the here and the now. The most important place is the place where you are in. That's where you can do your meditation. That's where you can help people share the Dhamma or whatever, or live life. And the most important people are the people that are within your reach. So all these are the understanding. Then the last one is, of course, clear comprehension of non-delusion. Not to be complacent by your progress, by your ability to realize certain very good mind states, especially continuous sati, the daily mindfulness and all those things. Sometimes after a period of diligence or cultivation, then the sati will come. Then you will experience it. You feel very good. Then you thought you have realized, you have achieved. Then you become complacent. These are defilements of insight. So when defilements of insight arise, it can come in many forms. Sometimes when your mind becomes very calm, it can manifest into nimitta for you to see. Then you thought, wow, you have special ability to see nimitta. And sometimes it can also manifest fantastic meditative mind state, like brightness in your mind. Then all of a sudden your mind can focus and concentrate until very, very powerful. Then like it can read mind, it can perform a lot of psychic ability. So all this defilement of insight, not developing wisdom, these are all the defilement that can actually the cultivator. So in the text, the Buddha taught 10 types of defilement of insight, which I think in the early days we have gone through. If you want to know more, you can go and check the Heart Sutta book, or you can go and Google. Okay, once this 4 type of clear comprehension is there, then you will understand why in the quote I mentioned, mindfulness and clear comprehension will protect the mind from going astray. Means it keeps you in focus. And being deceived by the phenomenal world of consciousness. Deceived means there is still delusion, sakkaditi. So I will use the whiteboard 4 circle formation to explain the second part. How you will not be deceived by this phenomenal world of consciousness. So this one is the phenomenal world of consciousness, PWC. So this phenomenal world of consciousness is like mental projection. We are from the mundane mind, this mundane mind. So this one we will label it as MM, mundane mind is MM. So this one true mind is DM, or pure awareness, sorry, PA, this one is PA. I don't know where to write. Okay, I will just write here. So what happened is, this mundane mind with its senses, the 6 sense bases, like I explained, upon contact, together with the mind and the external sense data, it triggers off the respective sense door consciousness. So from here, it projects into the external existential world or phenomenal world of consciousness through your seeing consciousness. Everything that you come to perceive through your seeing, your hearing, your smell, your taste, tactile and thought process, this one become very real to you. You become conscious of it, like sight and sound, the taste and the senses and all those things, smell and whatever, then pleasant and unpleasant. So all this is what I shared with you all last time. Here, the phenomenal world of consciousness is like where all the activity of life is. So it is capable of luring you and enticing you to grasp, to cling, and to hold, because to you, these are beautiful, especially our present civilization, where the level of sensuality has become so high, and there are so many opportunities if you have the means to travel, to go and enjoy your life. They call it indulgence. Indulgence, ticket to indulgence. You can indulge yourself. When you travel, you can also travel in style nowadays. You don't have to be like in the olden days. So all this have actually make the phenomenal world of consciousness more and more sensual. And because of that, living beings who are at this level, the mundane mind level or the 5 degree of form and mind level, they cannot understand. So they will be deceived by this phenomenal world of consciousness, thinking that it's real. You can own it, you can have it. That's why they strive very hard towards getting it. Then when they cannot get what they want, they suffer, they become miserable. Then when they cannot understand that this is a phenomenal world of consciousness, which is dependent, originating, condition arising, causal phenomena, not a permanent unchanging entity, then that sakkayaditi bring forth the delusion, to delude them, and suffering will be the result. Because when they start to experience the first noble truth reality, the eighth reality, birth, old age, sickness, and death, separation. When you are with people whom you don't like, when things don't go your way, and in short, is because of your psychiatry that condition you to grasp and cling onto this five aggregate of form and mind, which are all your senses experience. Because your aggregate of mind, the mental formation, the mental states, the sankhara activity, there is where the phenomenal world of consciousness activities are. This mundane mind creates thinking and create thought process and project into the phenomenal world of consciousness. Then through delusion, living being grabs and cling. That's why if you don't have sati sampajana, you will not be able to stop this process. That's why I wrote under the code, unique code 102, when you have sati sampajana, you will not deviate. And you will not be deceived by the phenomenal world of consciousness. The reason being, when you have sati, you are here. The pure awareness nature means you silence your mind. All this thinking cease. Without thought, naturally, this pure awareness state, it was there all along. This is the first to come out from the source, from that true nature, or what we call original nature. But like the Mahayana call it. This one, sometimes they also call it the oneness nature. Then some people also label it the unconditioned Nibbana. Then scientists sometimes call it the singularity and all those things. So the name are not important. Then certain religion call it God, because they cannot understand. Yeah. Then from here, the first thing to arise is the pure awareness. And this is the one, we call it the primordial mind. Before the thought process come in, before the thinking, the sankhara, the manifestation into this, that trigger of this. So meditation, the purpose and intent is to develop the ability to come back to here, to see clearly how all this manifestation take place. So we call it the stages of creation. Did I write? I didn't write. Stages of creation. So this four circle formation are the stages of creation, or the process of becoming. How we become what we are as a living being. Then from here, how we project into the phenomenal world of consciousness to arise all this thought process, thinking, mental images. And this is the one that we call life. But actually the whole of it is just your consciousness with its content. So consciousness with its content become the thought. So this is where all the thought process, the thinking, the manifestation take place. So when we meditate, we come back to here, the pure awareness nature. From here, if you silence completely, then you can observe how our human being, this five aggregate of form and mind, is what the living being or the human being is all about. You will come to understand who are you, what are you, and how you function through your senses to create the phenomenal world. Understand? Then when you are not here, you don't have sati. Then you don't have sati, you don't have the Dhamma, you don't have sati sampajana. Then you are always here. That's why thought-based meditation will fail. Thought-based meditation cannot liberate the mind. So when you are here, you tend to be deluded. You tend to do a lot of thought-based activity. Or in the name of meditation, you say meditate. But you are actually manifesting more and more thought process, creating more and more method, technique, ideology, and maybe various versions of meditation. But the ultimate purpose differ. Where the Buddhist meditation is not to do all those things. Because as we all know, meditation is a very loose word. Whatever the mind do, mental training, you can call it meditation. If you train your mind to develop loving kindness, they call it loving kindness meditation, metta bhavana. If you train your mind to do yoga, they call it yoga meditation. Then nowadays there are a lot of what we call division of meditation. Some they call it transcendental, some they call it samatha, then vipassana, and all these are words. And they, most of the time, come out in method, technique, and object of meditation to actually fix the mind, focus the mind, concentrate the mind, and develop energy field and make the mind calm and peaceful. Whereas the Buddhist meditation, or what the Buddha has taught, is sati, mindfulness, awareness. And that one is one of the rare ones. But nowadays, I think there are more and more modern teachers who are trying to teach awareness apart from the Buddhists. People like Eckhart Tolle, Krishnamurti, and many other teachers. You can go and Google. I think there are a lot. But to understand the true cultivation of this pure awareness is not easy. Even among the Buddhists, so-called Buddhist practitioner or cultivator of the way, or even teachers. Not everyone has the understanding of what this sati of pure awareness is, what this nature is. But this pure awareness nature, you only go into that cultivation if you take the Bodhisattva way. The sainthood way you don't have. The sainthood way you only need to have a glimpse of what this pure awareness is. Initially it's just a glimpse. Then later on that glimpse, when it ceases, then you can get a glimpse of what this nature is, this true nature or Nibbana is, the complete cessation of form and mind, a glimpse. Then sometimes they go into it for slightly longer period. But their cultivation is all just superficial mindfulness. Not the one that locate the gateway and go into the pure awareness nature to illuminate that nature and develop the stability of it. When you are able to illuminate that nature with that stability of it, then you see a different manifestation. This pure awareness nature, the first to come out, can be developed until it's very, very powerful, very different. In the sense that it can allow you to understand many things. Well, this is pure awareness, beyond thought, beyond mind. Nothing to do with the thinking, nothing to do with the thought process. It's just the awareness nature. And the awareness nature is way, way more supreme than the thought. So thought gives rise to mundane activity, knowledge. And thought is mostly memory, knowledge. That's why from memory, knowledge, thought create views, opinion, conditioning, belief system, the various ideology, all those things. And through that, it divides the world, divides humanity through their own sakkayaditi or self-delusion. Then the other avijja is ignorant of the spiritual law that governs life and existence. So you don't have all this understanding, then the thought becomes powerful in a negative sense. That's why those who use the willpower, they can become very powerful human beings. Then all this, when you start to develop the meditative understanding, you return all of the phenomenal world of consciousness projection to your mundane mind. Because you trace the origination factor from the senses through the three conditions. You must have a consciousness inside. You must have a physical body with the senses. Then you must have a life force. So these three, when they come together, they animate you into a living being. For our case, it's a human being. Then after that, together with the perception that brings in the external sense data, it triggers off the respective sense door consciousness, and you input the content to create the thought process. So this is how, from here, the mundane thinking creates the phenomenal world of consciousness. So this is where existence is. And this one is a conditioned world, phenomenal world of consciousness. Whereas here is the unconditioned. Here, no mind, no thought, nothing. Although I say no mind, because this one is the true mind. True mind is before it becomes defiled, understand? The primordial, before it becomes thought. Before it manifests into thought activity and processes. So when you are here, this pure awareness nature, you develop the meditative understanding by silencing your mind. When you are without thought, you are back to your pure awareness nature. And this one is capable of direct seeing. It can see things as they are. It can see this movement. How thought arises, then how it conditions you to perceive the phenomenal world of consciousness with your own views, opinion, conditioning, and belief system. Then how, through your memory, all the phobia, the insecurity, and all the accumulated memories, like your scars of memory or whatever, how from there it causes you to stir your mind. So when your mind stirs, it manifests all the emotion, like fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow, lamentation, attachment, craving, clinging, grasping. So this is what the teaching is all about. The three evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion, they keep on manifesting when you don't have the Dhamma understanding, born of the direct seeing. So when you cannot see things as they are and awaken to this delusion, or the three universal characteristics that is always exhibited by all phenomena within the phenomenal world of consciousness, then you cannot escape from it. Because you don't know that their universal characteristic is impermanent, leading to suffering. And because it's impermanent, it is not a permanent, unchanging entity. Hence, anatta nature or empty nature existence. Everything is just dependent, originating, condition arising, come and go, come and go. So how real can it be? Then how to see the characteristic? Because this one is an existential world which is dependent, originating, condition arising, causal phenomena. If it's dependent, originating, condition arising, then definitely it is impermanent, true or not? Because without condition, nothing manifests. So whatever that arises, like the Buddha said, there are causes and conditions behind. It is a phenomenal world of consciousness, dependent originating, condition arising. So that universal characteristic, you must see it clearly. From here, the pure awareness, the direct seeing, the moment of its arising, sustaining and passing away, you must see it and awaken to it. Then when you realize everything is dependent originating, then you awaken. That realization actually transforms you. Because you not only see it through the senses. Of course, whatever arises, there are causes and conditions behind. So the first one is through the creation from the mundane mind. So when you are mindful, you can be aware of contact, aware of the sense bases, respective sense bases that make the contact. Then that sense data that come in through the perception, you perceive it. Then from there, it triggers off that respective sense door consciousness. Take for example, seeing. The seeing consciousness, it manifests really. And that one is also dependent originating. Like I said, you close your eye, no condition, that seeing consciousness is gone. Understand that? Then you enter a dark room, no light, no sense data, again the seeing consciousness is gone. Then you don't make contact there, if your mind goes to the other sense bases like hearing or what, then you cannot like simultaneously see and hear, but because our consciousness moves very fast, it's as if you can simultaneously do it. You think you can multitask, but it's because the mind moves very fast. Actually, everything is moment to moment, one at a time. But because sense, the consciousness, they come and go so fast. The thought process, sankhara sanya, they move very fast. So without stability of mindfulness, you cannot have the ability to be aware of all this movement and creation. That's why wisdom cannot come to be. It's only when you see and understand all this that you start to awaken and realize the universal character. Then you start to see this one very clearly. This one, the five aggregate, they are also impermanent, lead to suffering. And because they are impermanent, it's also anatta, non-self, not a permanent and changing entity. So all the five aggregate, like in the Anatta Lakkhana Sutta, the Buddha went through. I also share with you all my own version and understanding, which is easier to understand. The Buddha asked the monk, is the physical body permanent? They know it's impermanent. It go the way of nature. It goes through old age, sickness, and death. Yeah. Then after that, he asked, after they answer impermanent, he said, this physical body, which is impermanent, does it tend towards suffering? They say, yeah, it tends towards suffering. And then he concluded, he said, therefore, is it right to say this physical body, which is impermanent and tends towards suffering, this is me, this is I? Definitely there is delusion. Understand now? How can this be you? It's dependent originating, not a permanent unchanging entity. It can never be you. But this one, if you observe it clearly, when you understand the spiritual law, then you realize this guy, the human being, for our case, is subject to karma. Then it is karmically conditional from our karmic nature. But that one you have to go the bodhisattva way to understand it. That karmic nature that actually condition this five aggregate of form and mind to come to this existential world. So this is what I told you all, the tool and the vehicle for you to come to the existential world to live life. So you need a karmic nature that can manifest this form and mind. That's why they call rebirth consciousness for normal living being with avijja. Due to ignorance, it conditions rebirth consciousness. So the whole birth process takes place. But they didn't know when the form and mind arise, you actually have a nature inside your form and mind. There is a gateway to take you to this. The first thing to realize this is when the thought cease, when this one don't create, then this one manifests. Then you come back to here very fast. That's why last time I remember when I started teaching this, you look at this one, awareness-based meditation, so straight away realize from here you have to return to here when you want to meditate, the pure awareness. You cannot return to here, you stay here and keep on using your thought and knowledge to try to understand, you cannot. Because this is thought-based, knowledge-based. This is not the pure awareness. It cannot see things as they are. It cannot insight into the phenomenon. It cannot awaken to the reality. It cannot see things as they are. So all this become not possible. When you are here, your memory is the one that created all these accumulated experiences of the phenomenal world of consciousness. Then your views, your opinion, your conditioning, your belief system, your phobia, everything you accumulate and store in your memory. Then what happened? You act according to memory. Understand? Every time from memory. And what is memory? All the rubbish inside there. Your fear, your phobia, your views, your opinion, these are not wisdom. So when you act according to memory, you're not acting at all. That is acting through your fear, your delusion, your scars of memory, all of the rubbish inside there, the psychological memory, your phobia and all those things. So you need to come back to here to develop the direct seeing, the Dhamma understanding, to awaken, then act according to wisdom, following the Dhamma way. That's why here the Noble Eightfold Path teaching come about. From here you see, you understand, then from the Dhamma that the Buddha taught, the fourth Noble Truth. If you cultivate this Noble Eightfold Path, you will lead to the end of all suffering. And that is the meditation. That is the way out of suffering. That is the solution to life. That's why you have to apply Noble Eightfold Path. And what is Noble Eightfold Path? Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. And what is it? Advice of the Buddha. Sila is to avoid all evil. Then all the path factor from right view, you give rise to right thought, right speech, right action, right living, and right effort. These are all the second advice of the Buddha. Purify your mind. Develop the right thought, right speech, right action. Then apply the fourth right effort to refine upon it and perfect it. So the first two right effort is still thought-based. So when you are here initially, before you realize this, you can use the contemplative second turning to actually develop some form of understanding. It's still knowledge, but a little bit of contemplative understanding. And your mind is like more calm, more peaceful, more creative. When you are more calm, more peaceful, more creative, then you use it to inquire, to contemplate, to reflect. When you do that, the first and second turning wisdom, they can actually arise when you are here. But when you want to develop the third turning wisdom, you have to be fully here. Understand? At the pure awareness nature level. So when you are fully here, then Bhavana Maya Panya, the direct seeing, the meditative understanding, they will all manifest and surface. So understanding all this can lead to your understanding of what the Unicode is. So I read the Unicode one more time. Hopefully by now you can understand. Unicode 102. Mindfulness with clear comprehension or sati sampajana will protect the mind from going astray. So now you understand. And being deceived by the phenomenal world of consciousness. Where this phenomenal world of consciousness, to the deluded one or the normal puthujjana who are not enlightened yet, to them it's very real. That day I use what word? Jin Hao find that word very interesting. It's like a mad world, understand? Where very competitive one, like a dog eat dog world. So a lot of scheming, deceiving, and scamming everything. This phenomenal world of consciousness, actually, when you come to know, you really will like, you look at it like it's very, very fearful. It's a terrible world, where everything also people there to do it. That's why suffering is very real. Then today, I think on the car, I think my daughter came out with her own way of developing the first right effort. That one I think I will get Sui to share, which I think is useful. Then after that I will explain the whole thing. Sui, you want to share? Because that one, I think what she says is very true. Most people don't know how to apply. Most people don't know how to apply the first, what they call right effort to like apply the opposite right thought to actually reverse the wrong thought, to abandon the wrong thought. So 5 ways to overcome unwholesome thought. The first way, that one I think she came out with quite a good understanding herself. So I'll get Sui to share.
Okay, good evening, Kayanamitas. About the right effort to abandon
the unwholesome
thought, and also to
think of the
direct opposite wholesome thought. Yes. So I come to realize that I apply this over time as I try to cultivate how to abandon wrong thoughts and bring about right thoughts. And then I realized I'm actually doing this. And then only I realized that the first method is actually, there is actually a lot in the first method of abandoning wrong thoughts, which is thinking the opposite wholesome thoughts. So initially, when I heard about thinking of the opposite wholesome thought, the superficial method I thought of was when I'm unhappy or when I'm angry, I should stop being angry by maybe sitting down and contemplating like good things, because knowledge-wise I understand wholesome thoughts include loving kindness and gratitude. So if I try to force myself to radiate metta and say, may I be well and happy, it doesn't work. I'm still angry. And then, when I try to look at things to be grateful for in my life, although I can be distracted for a while, and I say, oh, okay, my family is so happy, but then I was still angry at the occasion. So in the end, how my journey actually panned out was that I actually, like, when I got injured and my finger was in a lot of pain, and when I blame myself and blame the whole situation, like why simple thing like washing dishes I can hurt my hand, why so stupid, like and then all the negative thoughts were there, why my finger has to be injured. So I was angry at the situation, I was angry at myself, but the opposite wholesome thought I realized in the end, what really helped me was that I actually thought, oh, lucky I hurt my finger. This finger not so important.
Yeah.
You know, the opposite is like, instead of why my this finger got injured, it is actually lucky I injured my finger. I pay back this karma, and it was only this finger, not the other finger. There were so many opposite wholesome thought I could think of, and the minute I think that right thought, or the thought that brought about more wholesome feelings, the negative feeling can be abandoned more naturally. So I wasn't forcing myself to actually throw things away and pick things up, but just thinking the opposite, same situation, the other side, I realized I could do the abandon and encourage good thoughts. So I noticed the way to apply the first method of thinking of the opposite wholesome thought, there was a lot of depth in there that can actually really help me.
Okay, good. Sadhu, sadhu. Okay, I will explain the whole teaching so that Kayamita can develop more understanding. Actually, what she mentioned to me was very true. Well, after she mentioned only, I realized, well, I took for granted. For my case, before I actually go into the whole cultivation or what in the early day, I started with metta bhavana, and I did it until very strong, very powerful, until my metta very powerful. So to me, the first way to think of the direct opposite wholesome thought is very easy. Because the moment I sit down, I relax, maintain awareness, then I read it. And when I read it, well, I've been cultivating it, then the mind settles down very fast. But like I said, all these are still thought-based, where you are still thinking of the direct opposite wholesome thought. So this direct opposite wholesome thought, there are a few ways to cultivate it. The main one that the Buddha teach one is like what I explained just now. That one you have to cultivate first. Understand? So that when you encounter the first noble truth reality, when it hit, then you stir your mind and get angry. Then you can sit down and think of the opposite wholesome thought, means cultivate the opposite wholesome thought, to free. Then the other one is when there is like unhappiness, or what we call craving, desire, we need to cultivate contentment. So that word contentment, humility and all those things are useful opposite wholesome thought, which I think Sui make use of it very well. Means contentment is you are actually contented. To you, it's already a blessing, understand? Because, like she said, if he thinks negatively, why can't I develop simple understanding of what life is? Washing a dish is not supposed to break that ceramic ware and trigger off a severe cut on one of the finger. And that one, I took her to the GP. The GP did not attend to it. He said, "You cannot do this. You have to go to the hospital." Then luckily, I got one doctor who willing to explain to me. The first two clinics, I think they refused to allow us to go in and see the doctor. But the third one, I managed to talk to the doctor, and the doctor very kind, young lady, 24-hour clinic, came out and told me, "You can bring your daughter in." So we went through the thing, and same advice, you better go to the specialist center. That's how we went. Then when she came back, she reflected differently. Means with contentment. Luckily, it's just a finger, understand? On the left hand, not a critical one. Can still move, can still what? And these are karmic, understand? Right? I have to pay back. So this is the reality. Like I explained, you got two choices: accept and move forward with understanding, or lament over it, become miserable over it. And most people lament over it, become miserable. Then some example she gave me, she is also trying to help some classmates and friends. The friend or the classmate told her one, no, I already so miserable, you ask me to sit down and do loving kindness. What the hell is that? There is no way they can do, understand? Like when you see somebody already sorrowful, maybe death of a loved one or what, you say, be happy lah, don't cry lah, why you go and be so sad? Huh? You go and tell him or her all the Dhamma, no use. When they are in that state, that is the mind state they are in. They are just the way they are. So you have to understand, to cultivate Dhamma, you need understanding. And the understanding can only come from someone who knows or who has gone through. That's why I want her to share, is because the way she reflects is unique to her. She always has this like contentment behind to actually create the wholesome thought to make her feel better and more at peace. Then a lot of things could have happened, but since this is karmic, it happened already. Then on hindsight, when she reflected, luckily it's just a finger, and this finger is not the index finger, it's the fourth finger. Then on the left hand and other thing, then she reflect good family, good parents, good family unit, and good life, good education. All these are considered very minor as well. She has witnessed a lot of other colleagues and friends. I tell you, the karmic very kau everywhere, almost in every family. Like the Maya and I used to say, every home has its own difficult to chant type of chanting. 家家有本难念的经. So all these are the understanding that can give rise to the opposite wholesome thought. Sometimes we can also reflect on gratitude, contentment, like blessing in disguise. Luckily, it's just this. If I don't develop mindfulness, heedfulness from now onward to see all this and understand all this, then I cannot actually live life. Because karmic is like what I explained in the previous session. Unique Dhamma Code 97 and 100, remember, where we had the sharing, where Chupolian broke the Tijang Pusa on, you remember? So that one actually trigger off. So when you are mindful, aware, when you have the understanding of the Dhamma, actually you can see the sign very clearly, the karmic conditioning of things coming. That's why just now when Giap came in also, because of what happened to, I think, Lei Hong, I think she just fell. But this is like what Giap came to know, aging. When we reach certain age, we are no longer as youthful as we used to be. And not only that, song also around. So I share, I say, you cannot take things for granted anymore. But as you age, your senses are actually not like before already. They start to actually become deteriorate. Your senses starts to deteriorate. You are no longer that alert, that sensitive, and you cannot be so agile anymore. Even when you walk, I shared with them, last time I like to wear sandal on Birkenstock and all those things. Initially it was normal, simple sandal. Then I realized about 5-6 years ago, this sandal can make me fall on. Because you have to drag the thing, then like Jingyao and Song also came to know. It's just that small difference only, that slip, it can trigger off accident or instability and cause you to fall. So all these are the things I saw. Then I decide I wear shoe. So now I got 3 pair of shoes. One leather, one for walking, and one for normal, very light one. My daughter saw I bought from China last time on one of the spiritual trip. Then that light one very good now. Because as you age, the heavy shoe, I tell you, you cannot carry that momentum. And you tend to fall one. You tend to kick even a small stone that is slightly tipping out. You tend to trip one. And lucky because karma is still good. I didn't fall. I tripped many times. I didn't fall. But inside tell me, these are the signs. You cannot run. The only way to overcome it is to ask for forgiveness, and then repent. Then after that, through your understanding, do something about it. That's why I always tell you, avoid the causes and conditions. Understand? Avoid the causes and conditions means what? I better wear the shoe, not the sandal that can trip this off. Understand? Then when I walk, I have to walk carefully. Then recently my daughter saw when I was walking, not steady already, like lao lang, wobble a bit already. Then I realized not stable. Then he do yoga, she know. Must train my stomach core muscle. They call it core muscle. It's very true. I've been doing it for the past few days. It helped. Now I sit, I not like last time. I sit, last time young no problem, but last few years I remember when I sit, before I reach there, I like very lazy. I let the momentum take me there. And that one is very dangerous one, not stable. Because I didn't use my core muscle. Then he told me, you must exercise like that, slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you are forced to use your stomach muscle. Then a lot more stable, I realize. So these are the things that we can learn from life. That's why we must share understanding from people who has gone through and all those things. So this part is, I think, useful. We shall continue your second session, which is meditation reporting, followed by Q&A, question and answer session or discussion on whatever Dhamma topic that you have. It can also involve your Dhamma in daily life or what we discussed today, unique Dhamma Code 102. The importance of Sati Sampajana to prevent our mind from being deceived by the phenomenal world of consciousness and also going astray.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you, Kok Lun, for nominating me.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of sharing also.
Wow, very good.
Yeah. I think just now, the part where you share about getting old and, you know, that we need to be more careful.
Correct.
And
Yes.
yeah. And brother, you're lucky that you have Suyi to teach you how to,
Train
do all
the
those
core
things.
muscle,
Yeah.
the stomach core muscle.
Yeah, but I see my parents also, they have deteriorated quite a bit. This past
Because your parent is so much older than me.
Yeah, but sometimes when I see that, I think I still cannot accept it because before this, they are the one that look after me,
Correct.
But now it's a bit like reverse.
Opposite,
It's like it's not that I don't like it. It's like I don't expect them to be like that. It takes some time for me to accept.
Yeah, this is the reality of life and existence. Well, you
Yeah.
go through that phase to witness all this, and you learn very fast. Well, at your age, you learn all this. Later on, when you reach their age, you become a lot better. But I say, as we age, the reality of aging actually need wisdom because our senses, they will start to fail us. And like a car, just now Giap said, 老车了, old car already. No more new car. Like when you bought your Activa, everything new. performance are very good, but the old car start giving us problem, isn't it? You need maintenance, you need repair, then off and on this one break down, that one break down. So like you said, your parent, they have deteriorated a lot, which is very true. Because most people tell me eyesight failing them already, like Chiwei's case. Then hearing also failing them already. Then instability, the danger of falling. That one is very obvious. But just now we heard from Giap, which is very beautiful, very true. Actually, Chi is very healthy leg-wise. Uh, his leg is stronger than Giap. Giap said he can climb the Wisan faster than Giap. But his hearing and eyesight has failed him. And he already 85, 86 now, at that age, considered very healthy. Uh, myself only coming to 70, almost 70. Manya, continue, yes.
Yeah, but it's not only physical, like even mentally also not as alert.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely, yeah.
yeah, definitely. So
But,
sometimes,
but lucky, no dementia yet. Those with dementia one actually not easy. To look after them also not easy.
yeah,
Mm.
very true, very
Uh,
true.
mm.
Last time my grandmother, she will keep on repeating things, answer her, then she will ask
Yeah,
again.
ask again
Yeah.
on. Then she
Oh,
always remind the people who look after them, I haven't taken, I haven't eaten.
oh, yeah,
Uh,
uh,
mm,
correct.
uh,
But lucky my grandmother don't have that. Just that, you answer her already immediately. She will ask you the same thing again
correct, correct.
and again.
Uh,
Yeah. So there are times like I have one auntie that is in the nursing home lah. So
mm.
sometimes when she says certain things also, I'm not sure whether I want to believe her or not.
You cannot believe that one. Oh, well, my neighbor also same, 80 plus, I think. He keep on telling me somebody stole his car. Actually, later on, I came to know, the wife told me, he said, he called me 张先生张先生说你不要听他讲，早就卖掉了。He said the car has been sold months back, you see. And he keep on telling me his car lost, stolen. So then when he walk out to SS2 to buy thing or banking, he cannot come home one. Very dangerous. Then sometimes got one day I think he sat down to rest or don't know what. Then he cannot stand up. And he was crying there until somebody know where he is, then only help him to gain back his posture, then brought him back to the house. So these are the things we have to pay attention to, attend to. Especially you now have the understanding, you can do it. Like Song, he went back and take care of the mother after the operation. Actually, he learned a lot of things. And the mother is full of joy because it's really full of piety. The sister, the brother, they all now they take turn to look after him. Because they were our parents, understand? They gave us life. And the affinity, like the Buddha mentioned, to repay that kindness, even at the extent of carrying them on your shoulder, for how long? The Maya Sutta said, one lifetime, you still cannot actually repay their kindness or whatever. The only way is to teach them the Dhamma. Let them understand the Dhamma. Then you will have more than repay what they have actually sacrificed for you, provide for you, and all those things. So these are the understanding as cultivator of the way. You will know how to do all this because whatever you do come back to you. This will be your inheritance and your parami. Like you look after your auntie, now you look after your parent. So in future, there will be people who look after you. When you're so sadhu.
Hopefully, Radha.
Oh, definitely. Even though you're not married, don't worry. Ulang ko luôn. Got people look after you.
Oh, okay. Radha, actually, I want to share another thing.
Ah,
You know, this year we are going to
Uthaisan.
Homage. So
Yes.
it is the way place of Wensu Pusa, right?
Yeah.
So the other day, Alicia shared that mantra.
The chanting, yes.
Yeah. So after she shared, she actually messaged me, which
Ah,
I'm really appreciative of her lah. Because she
sadhu.
asked me, please listen to it so that I think she said, you can create affinity with
Affinity,
Wensu
yes.
Pusa. Yeah.
True.
So I did switch on and listen to it lah. And
Mm.
I also want to tell Radha, like the last few months, I think for around 6 months already, my thoughts have there are a lot of thoughts and I can feel stress mostly
Ah,
from work and also
yeah.
sometimes like I say just now, sometimes I cannot handle because my parents
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
old. Maybe
The
I cannot
situation.
accept. I cannot accept. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, so I think there's a lot of factor that make me like that lah. And then
Mm.
maybe because of that also I had that heart palpitation.
Yeah, you were
Uh,
admitted for
yeah.
a day or two.
And then end of last year, the last Friday, I thought I
Mm.
was going to work through. But
Oh.
then early in the morning when I woke up, um, there was some discomfort on my chest area lah, which
Mm-hmm.
actually was already like 2 weeks. But
Oh,
then the day it was still there, so I thought, never mind, like have to go and see the doctor lah.
yeah.
Because I was thinking of ignoring it because it doesn't feel like heart attack. It felt like muscle pain, which
Yeah,
was
yeah,
true
yeah.
when I went to the hospital. They check
Ah,
and say nothing to do with the heart. It
mm.
must be the rib muscle that is
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
So then when Alicia asked me to listen, so I listened. Then
Ah,
as I listened, I felt that I calmed down quite a bit,
Oh,
and then
sadhu. Ah,
the stress like dispersed lah.
yeah,
Then
yeah.
after, because I listened before I went to work lah, and
Ah,
I think I paid quite a number of times also. So when
mm,
I reached the office and I switch on the computer to start work
mm,
certain things in the past when I see it will move. I can feel
mm.
not unhappiness or the
Yeah,
heart
yeah,
like
you condition you to
uh,
have that type of negative thought,
not only
unhappy
thought
thought.
the heart may like pound faster. I
Yeah,
mean not
correct,
palpitation,
correct,
but
correct, correct.
something like
It
that.
will trigger off, trigger off.
Yeah, but that day very funny. It was I see those things, but the heart didn't move.
Yeah, it
It
didn't
didn't
affect
move.
you anymore.
Ah,
Yeah.
it didn't.
Sadhu.
And then I was like, oh, wow. And then for the whole day, it was quite. I mean, the work was still the same, but
Mm.
the reaction to it, I can feel the difference at the heart area lah. It
Oh,
wasn't
sadhu,
like getting
sadhu,
affected or getting
sadhu.
faster than usual.
Mm.
Yeah. So I mean, I keep on listening lah.
Yeah,
And
you should listen because you have affinity with Manjushri's chanting. Uh,
oh, and
Otherwise,
also
it won't have that effect on you. That's why
oh,
you must listen. And you never know, maybe when you are there, your inside move, then we will see you crying and manifesting all those things. Like last time, Mimi, first time, nobody, he didn't even know about the Dhamma anything. First three, thought lepa, I go there. Oh, the first of the five monastery, he cried like they call it a funeral. How long? Oh, you cry and you're sobbing and not 1 minute, 2 minutes, or 5 minutes, or almost 40 minutes or down there. Then after that, my nature knew. Then after she finished, I asked her what happened. She don't know already. Just cry on him. I said, don't know, there is a bear inside, no. Then she told me what, no. When he went to the abbot's room, I saw the abbot's photo on top there with the rope on it. It's like the abbot talking to her now. Welcome back, is it? 你回来了 means you are back here. Means you got affinity with the abbot and the monastery. So a lot of these things, that time she not a cultivator yet. But the strange thing is, in the early days, when I first taught BU, she's from BU side, I think, Banda Utama. Then I first taught the meditation. She came to my class. Then the question she asked, I know she had this past. Otherwise, he cannot be having this style of experience, asking me this style of question. So I make a note. Then what happened was, after that, I didn't go there to teach anymore. Then she also disappeared for 1 year plus. Then 1 year plus later, for no reason, she heard that I am in Cempaka teaching. He came for the Saturday class after 1 year plus. Then after the class, he go and ask Kayamita, is Bertil going for any spiritual trip? I didn't know until I came out of the class. Then one of them who helped me do the organizing one said, Bertil, just now that lady, Mimi Chang, he said he want to join, but our trip full already, It's just like Masri now, the 25 ticket or 24 ticket are full already. Then I said, Mimi Chang, let her come. I said, yeah, he would yen one. So she said, but the organizer said, cannot, you add a bus too small. I said, increase the bus capacity. Then we increase the bus capacity. We can take in those reserve one also. So extra 4 or 5, we took it. And because of that, she becomes what she is today. He went there, he cried, then he connect, then she came to the class non-stop, keep on coming. Then he take down all the notes, everything. That's why a lot of these things you won't know, Manyan, until that trip. So hopefully you have good affinity with Manjusri too. Manyan, you still there?
Yeah, I want to share so that maybe the rest of the Halimita also can listen and
Yeah, this is very good. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
At least like Brother Teo say, you call the Bodhisattva's name, right? Then
Yeah.
you're actually creating the affinity with the Bodhisattva.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you do it with faith, with understanding, then there will be a response. Very strange. Because this Manjusri is foremost in wisdom now. That's why it can help you solve a lot of your problem. Because that wisdom energy is different one. When you listen, it actually suits your heart and it transforms the vibration inside. That's why you can see it so fast. Within, you only play the tape 1 or 2 days only, right?
The morning, a few times, then when I'm
Yeah,
driving, I
just
play
that
that.
morning, then you go to office, then you see the response. Yeah, which is very good.
Oh,
Means Wu Yan, affinity is there, don't worry.
yeah.
Mm.
Like sometimes I say something to my colleague, then
Ah.
she didn't get it and ask me the same question. Sometimes I can get annoyed. But today, I was thinking, never mind lah, explain again.
Yeah, that's why you will develop the understanding
Yeah.
yeah, they are just the way they are.
Mm, yeah. I don't know lah. I hope this one can maintain. Sometimes it will just die off. Then just
Don't worry, just let things be.
yeah. Correct. Yeah.
If it's meant to be, it will be. That's why all this will start to happen to the cultivator of the way. And when they come, these are the signs. Then as you progress, you learn. Then how actually it can actually benefit the cultivator of the way. Then the most important thing is not to be complacent. So when you receive certain type of understanding or experiences and all these things, then don't be complacent. Determine to continue with your cultivation. Then reflect like what Sui reflect. Thank your good karma and have gratitude. At least, like you mentioned, very kind of Alicia to text you, then after that call you. So all this you will come to know is like meant to be. Otherwise, how can of all people she never call me? He call any other Kavimita? No, only you. So sometimes it's meant to be. Like for her case, the great being that has affinity, her is Di Pusa now. Actually, it's not Pusian, not Wensu, but somehow he sent that recording. Yes, she likes to Google. Then she think of you. I also don't know why. There must be a reason. Very good. Anything else, Manya?
That's all, Brother Teo. Thank you very much.
Yes, I'm around.
Giap.
Anything you want to ask me?
因為叫 share 呢個經驗
Maybe Giap can share again. Like Hong, you say she fell, is it? Then
yeah, take bak kut
yeah.
teh, yeah.
No, you just sleep. I don't know how. I didn't see anything inside the car.
Yeah.
Then they slid and fall down. Me, Chong Lim and Mimi in the car waiting for the coming, and then she slip, fall down, face down. That's all. Wear slippers, huh?
Yeah, wear slipper, yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
Slipper and sandal, be careful as you
She
age.
doesn't know why. Never kick anything.
Yeah, never fall, kick anything also
No,
never fall.
just pop.
But when it's time for you to fall, you will fall.
Just fall.
It's like the karmic conditioning. Cannot run on. You can see on it coming, and everything point towards that direction. Like Sui shared that time, the unit code 97. He said the karmic movement, the forces, they are all the while present one. And unless you are mindful and you have the Dhamma understanding, you can never understand. Because she come to know one thing very good. For this to happen, the causes and condition is very extensive and complicated. Otherwise, it cannot happen. No. Then, of all things, why still happen? It's like the karmic conditioning, very strong one. It's like the last thought moment before a being die. The karmic conditioning, you cannot say, oh, before you die, you silent or you hope to realize Nibbana. You go and try. You no longer in charge, understand? You're no longer conscious. The karmic consciousness take over. Then you actually not yourself already. It's the karmic consciousness that move and the karmic conditioning. That's why people do all the things that living one cannot understand. Sometimes they will say funny thing like 老很凶 and not the normal self already. Sometimes they say they see the deceased people coming, this and that. That's why without mindfulness, you don't know how to die. But when you have mindfulness, even this life you have not developed, but in the past life you have developed, that mindfulness actually surfaces. I told you all when I was young, about 9 years old, I was so tired, I came back, I collapsed onto the bed. Then I don't even have energy to sustain my life force. It was so weak, until I saw inside there, my life force dissipate. Means instead of binding it to my physical body, to animate into a human being, I saw it dissipating. You know what is dissipating? The energy that actually bind me there when I start to dissipate, like become very weak, weak until no more, no more. Then what happened? this consciousness becomes free, you know. It's no longer like trapped inside this physical body and so. Then it start to come out. That's what I saw it coming out. But that time I'm not even a meditator. Don't even have the Dhamma, no. But how come I can witness all this? I got no fear, nothing. And then it come out. Then when it come out, I also don't know what that thing is. Then I saw my brother walk into the room, say something and all say. Then after that, he looked for something. Then he came out. Then as he walked out, I called him. Cannot hear me. To me, it's normal voice. My senses all still there, but I was not in my physical body. Then he cannot hear me. Then the next thing I do was I looked at the bed. I saw my body down there. Then I realized something wrong. How come I am up here? Then I want to go in. Somehow I know how to go in. Cannot go in. That body is not me, not mine. Then I just don't know why. In that spurt of a moment, I just know how to give it a push. Pam, I went in. Of course, no sound. I just give it a push, I remember. Then I went in. The moment I went in, I took control of my body again. Then the first thing I want to confirm is whether my younger brother really went in and say all those words and come out. I catch up with him and ask him. Then he looked at me. You were sleeping like a log. He said, how can you hear what I say? I said, never mind. I just want to confirm. Did you walk inside and say all those words and come out? He said, yes. That's why I realized that sati, awareness, if you have done it before, you will know how to die. That time I don't have all this understanding. I didn't even inherit anything back. Yet I know how to die. And there was no fear, nothing. So all this is possible. That's why you must have sati. Then the karmic consciousness cannot take over. Understand? Well, that awareness nature is beyond thought, beyond mind. All this karmic thing within the conditioned world cannot come in and interfere. Then it know what all these are. Then it can witness all the separation and all. That's why I know there is no such thing as death. Nothing dies. No one dies. It's just a consciousness separate from the form. Then the condition that animate into a human being no more. Means the craving force that bind my consciousness to the physical body no more. Then actually, to tell the truth, I died actually. I came out, I cannot go in again. Understand? So there are certain books that say your silver cord, there's a silver cord that connects your soul. They call it soul, but actually it's the consciousness. They go like the Lobsam Rampa, astral traveling. That one is the consciousness. But there is a silver cord that will bring you back. You know why? Because your craving force that bind you to this consciousness is still there. You will finally come back on. They call it the cord. But I don't think whether you can call it whatever name. But that one is like the silver cord also gone, cut. Me cannot pull me back now. Even I wanted to zoom in, it's like the body is not mine, doesn't belong to me. Then I have to give it a push. And nobody taught me, I just know what to do. Then I went in. Then when I gain control of the body, different one. When I was down there inside, but I cannot gain control of my body, I knew this body doesn't belong to me, it's not mine. Then when I give it a push, then it synchronized back, then I went in. Then I can become a human being again. Then after that, I just understand what happened, but I didn't even know his craving force, all those things. At that time, I didn't know. I just witnessed the whole thing until I meditate. When I meditate, then I recollect. It's for me to understand that all this is what the spiritual world is. Means you didn't die. Your consciousness is just separate. When the craving for no more means sometimes accident or what, your brain got damaged, spinal cord gone, the life force no more, then this one dissipate the consciousness, then it get itself free from the physical body. Then no more life force and all those things to actually give you the energy to sustain yourself as a human being anymore. That's why this one dissipate, then this one come up. That's why I always say, no one die, nothing die. Just the consciousness separate from the physical. Then medically they say, you die. That's why what they do is sometimes when they detect no more happiness, normally what the doctor do? They use that high voltage one, is it? They go and shock you, is it? When they do that, you know what happens. Sometimes because of the electricity energy or whatever energy, the voltage or thing, it can actually bring you back to life. But you're not supposed to die back yet. Then somehow the consciousness can come back on. Then they see on the screen, the heartbeat start coming in already. Then they know you're okay already. Means not time to die yet. That's why they, through science, they also know. So all these are possible. So Giap, saved by the bell. So go hamim kia Anything else you want to add? No. Okay. So we end. Manyan. Let us rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay. Now let us share merits. Aka satta chilvumata deva naga mahindika punyang tang anumoditwa cirang rakantu loka sasana ettawata jamihi sampadan punya sampadan sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampati siddhya idang menyatinang hotu Sukita hontu nyatayo idang menyatinang hotu Sukita hontu nyatayo idang menyatinang hotu Sukita hontu nyatayo Devo asatu kalena sasa sampati hetu cha Hito bhavatu loko cha Raja bhavatu dhammiko imina punyang kamina mame bala samagamo sattang samagamo hotu yawa nivana patiya sadhu sadhu sadhu. Okay, let us pay respect Sakyamuni Buddha, Guanyin Bodhisattva, and all the other worthy ones. Then we end. Sadhu.